Hey, Sagittarius. So what's going on for Sag? Ooh. There it is. Ooh, you have the Devil. So, Devil could plainly mean Capricorn, okay? And I'm not saying plain that Capricorn's plain. They're definitely not. But the Devil doesn't have to represent toxicity or different things in your life as normally the Devil would. Now, the biggest thing about the Devil card is some sort of temptation. It can be vices, it can be addictions, it can be codependency, all of the above. Again, something toxic in your life. So are you, I don't feel like this is toxicity coming in. I don't feel like that's why this is coming up. I feel like the Devil is coming up because you're releasing the toxins. You're releasing the toxicity. So we'll see what the rest of the cards say, but the Devil for me in this position, it doesn't feel scary. It doesn't feel like, you know, if this was your distant future, it'd be like, okay, Sag, you have some, you know, some things to work on. But the Devil coming up right here is definitely talking about releasing some toxic behavior, releasing people who don't fit in your life. And this doesn't have to just be love. This could be family or people who, you know, maybe don't have your back. It could be friends who have, you know, overstayed their welcome. It could be love that has come in and out of your life, and right now you're trying to just purge it completely, or at least let go of it for now. What's interesting though is you have the Masculine as your oracle card, okay? And this is very creative. It's saying that your abilities are heightened right now, but you need to focus on where you're going and what you're looking for. So I feel like Sagittarius, this is saying you've been kind of all over the place, kind of thrown a little bit on what you've been wanting to do, where you're going. This could be in all aspects of your life, and you're just kind of trying to clean it up. You're trying to wrap it up and figure out, okay, I've been debating on this person in my life. I'm debating on this job. I've been debating on this decision. Whatever it is for you, you're definitely wrapping it up. The interesting thing about the Masculine is, though, for a lot of you, it's a masculine energy in your life. Now, it could be feminine, but this is somebody that could be a parental figure. This could be somebody who's very important to, like a grandparent or a friend, somebody that you may seek advice from. So again, the Devil, but I do feel like you're making decisions to release that energy out of your life. All right, the next card you have is your current position coming into the month. All right, so you have the Ten of Cups. This is very, the Ten of Cups is peace, it's joy, it's family, it's having peace, finding peace. This is saying that you might already be at peace, and maybe you're trying to release this past situation, whether they continue to contact you, whether, you know, you're having a hard time getting them off your mind. You can still love somebody new very strongly. You can still have that vibration with somebody else, but continue to think about the past or compare the past and present, because there was hurt there, there was no closure there was something that's keeping you from moving completely on. But the Ten of Cups right here is definitely saying you're overcoming this Devil, whatever this is. And the Ten of Cups is saying you now know, like, you're focused. You've found the objectives. You know what you're looking for. Maybe before you were balancing on different fences. Well, I could compromise on the kids, or I could compromise on the marriage, or and now you're going, no, you know what? I don't have to compromise on any of it. What I need to do is focus on who or what belongs in my life and move succinctly with my goals and where I'm going. The next card you have is how you're feeling coming into the end of the month. And you have the Six of Pentacles. So who is this, Sag, that you cannot release? Because here's the thing. The Six of Pentacles is a generosity, but it's a giver and a taker. You're the giver, they're the taker. They're the toxic energy. Now, cross-watchers, this can be reversed and be for you and not Sag. But I read for Sag. The fact I even have to say this is unbelievable, because I feel like I'm talking to kids, and I know that you guys are not kids. But it can be reversed. If you don't like the way this is read, it's not a reading for you. If you feel like Sag is the person who's the problem here, fine. Keep it to yourself. Don't explode my comments on it. Again, it can be reversed. But here's the thing. Like I was saying, Sag, you're the giver, they're the taker. And I feel like your energy is very much saying you might go through another rigmarole of the giving, because the Six of Pentacles is a very almost charitable energy. Well, I feel bad. He or she just can't seem to get over it. Or, you know, maybe you guys have kids together, which is a very significant part of your life. Or, you know, fur babies, or you were married at one point, or you have had living arrangements together. Whatever it is, it's almost as if there's something that you're going, well, it's the father of my kids, or it's the mother of my kids, or, you know, we were once married, or whatever it is. There's an excuse here for you to feel an obligation. And I think you're really trying to figure out how to push that away without having some sort of guilty conscience. The next card you have is your distant past, over the past 5-10 years, could be throughout your childhood. Immediately, the Seven of Cups is screaming to me, somebody was unfaithful. Of course, that's facing the devil. And unfortunately, Sag, for some of you, this person, it's a continuous cycle. They're a narcissist. They're not going to have the ability to, unfortunately, settle down. But it's like, they don't want you, but they don't want anybody else to have you either. So they are now going, but Sag, wait. I'm chasing you down. I don't want you to have anybody else. But in the back end, they're not fully committed, and maybe they never have been. The reason I say that is because the Seven of Cups is about temptations. It's about having other options. It's about choices. It's about not getting sucked into the grass is greener situation. You didn't, and they did. And the thing, and I'm not saying you're perfect. Some of you may have had your own indiscretions, maybe not even with other people, just you were kind of like, well, you're off doing your own thing, so, you know, why not peruse, you know, some online dating. So you were with who had this. Now, for some of you, it is you. You've had different choices. You have different options, and maybe you haven't always chosen the right one. Maybe you've always gone for kind of the toxic. But the Seven of Cups is now saying, look, you have the choice and option of not being with this person, of finding this joy, peace, you know, and family. It feels as though you've gone back to this several times, but it's always been a temptation. They've never been grounding. It's never been peace, and you're looking for peace. The next card you have is your immediate past over the past few weeks, past month or two. And you have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is an anxiety, a depression, some sort of fear, something that hasn't happened. It's internal. It's almost waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's a paranoia, if you will, of worrying about making a decision. Sag, you're stuck on doing what's better for you. And because you're feeling this charity towards someone else. So when are you going to flip that coin? And, you know, I'm not saying that you couldn't ever get together again. I'm not saying that this could never be again. But it needs to be reversed sometimes. You can't always be the giver. You have to be the taker sometimes. It's a give and take, give and take, give and take. And you're constantly giving. And now you're worried about what they're up to or what they're thinking, or did I make the right decision because I chose peace? No. Here's the happy card. Everything else is about like what they're worried about. The objective was, how do I make this person happy? Or how do I make us happy? Or how do we do the what ifs, woulda, shoulda, couldas? That's not your focus. That's not your focus. Least amount of damage. I get that, without hurting somebody's feelings. And again, it could be somebody very significant in your life. I'm not saying that you have to have kids or be married or anything like that to have somebody significant. But for some of you, there's like a decade between you and this person. It's not an easy thing to just say, you know, hey, fuck it, and we're done, and see you later, bye. The next card you have is your immediate future. Your distant future. So over the next few months, and you have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is very much a moral person. You are dealing with somebody who's not moral. Now, for some of you, there's addictions between the two of you. Maybe you guys drink too much. Maybe you indulge in, you know, drugs or whatever. It could even be codependency or sex addiction, something along those lines. But the King of Wands is saying, you've turned a leaf of not doing this. I want to change my life. I want to do better. I want to feel better. I want to wake up feeling better. I'm getting this very sluggish, like maybe, you know, there's a depression that's kind of taken over. So you're taking naps, you're sleeping in a lot longer. I don't know why, but I just got massive chills, and it made me literally like want to just cry like you've never cried, that ugly cry with the boogers and everything, and just get it all out, because that is what is missing here. The King of Wands is where you're going, and this is somebody who's magnetic, and people are drawn to this person, and they know they're doing the best by other people and the best by themselves, like, or for themselves, and Sag, this is where you're headed, to this King of Wands energy, this fire energy, the top of your minor arcana crew, the King of Wands, you being the best that you can be. The next, and this is alone or with somebody. You don't need anybody else. You want somebody else. The only person or people you need are your kids, your fur babies, your family, the people who matter, who give a crap about you in life. The next card you have is the King of Cups. So you have two kings here. But what's interesting is they're kind of looking away. And I almost felt like you were dealing with a water sign, or you're going to be dealing with a water sign, because you have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio here. But the reason I say this is the King of Cups is somebody who's very calm, somebody who can listen, somebody who thinks about a situation. But the King of Cups can also be a master manipulator if they need to be. And this is your immediate future. This may be why you're letting go of this energy. There is somebody coming back, or somebody who has come back, or somebody who you can feel, what you want, Sag. They know exactly what you want. They've been telling you forever. This is what I'm going to give you. This is what you deserve. I love you, Sag. We're going to make this work. Where's the action behind it? When has this happened? For some of you, like I said, there's a decade. For some reason, they're telling me a decade. That could be for one person out there. But it could be 2 years. It could be 5 years. And it's been a temptation. It's been a physical. But they were always 1 foot out the door. The grass is greener scenario. Or they couldn't commit. Or they would commit, and then you'd find something on their phone. Or you would, whatever the case may be. This King of Cups is very good at listening and playing off of what you want. But have they proven that they're going to change and that they can make that happen? Now, contradictory over the next few weeks, anything tangible coming up, you have the Sun, which is solutions, clarity, seeing things for what they are, being able to rise above, raise your vibrations. Now, raise your vibrations. Now, I would normally say this is you guys finding a solution to the issue. However, I'm not that convinced. And Sagittarius, I don't know that you're that convinced either. This may be you finding your own solutions or figuring out what you need to do. It's the Sun is very clearing. The Sun is very clearing. What you see, or what you're thinking, or what your gut is telling you, the objectives, what you really need to focus on, seeing the things clearly, is right here in front of your face. And some of you know that. It's like for the first time ever, you're going, okay, this is not working, or this is a roundabout circle jerk that I can't seem to get off of. The next card you have is anything you're feeling throughout the month, throughout the end of the month, and you knew this was coming. The Page of Wands, this is communication. The Page of Wands is somebody who, there's a spark, curiosity, a confidence. This is somebody who's saying, but I miss you, Sag, but you know that's coming. It's coming over and over and over. This is like the end of a beginning, and the beginning of an end, and the end of a beginning, and it's this charity. Whatever you feel, but yet you have this devil staring you in the face, almost going, hey, Sag, remember me? Remember me? I'm not going anywhere right now. Because not that this person can't change, and it doesn't even mean that they're a bad person, or you're, a bad person for cross-watchers or whatever. It means that you two together don't necessarily fit. It doesn't mean you can't fit in the future, but right now it's that give and take, and you have given as much as you can, and you felt this anxiety here for as long as you want to feel it, and you're over that feeling. And the Page of Wands is saying, but they're coming back. Wands is saying, but they're coming back. Next card you have your hopes and fears, the outcome. All you want is love. All you want is a loving energy, a loving peace surrounding you. The Empress is somebody who is very passionate and very warm. I have a hard time believing that you can feel that way around this person very often, because when they come back, you feel this. And then when they come back, they say this, and they listen very clearly to what it is you're thinking or what it is you want. And they want to fulfill. And the thing is, Sagittarius, I don't feel like this person is vindictive. Now, some of you in the comments are going to be like, oh, they're terrible, they're very vindictive. Okay. But I don't feel for a majority of you that they know what they're doing. In fact, sometimes narcissists, they don't even know that they're narcissists. And some of you are dealing with a narcissist. But you have an Empress who's warm and compassionate, radiates a power and sees blessings and everything. This is where you want to be. She or he, I don't apply sex to the cards, is facing this down. Whether this devil is toxicity in you, toxicity in the other person, toxicity in relationships, toxicity in whatever you need to clean out, your skeletons in your closet, whatever it is, this too shall pass. The best is yet to come. Like literally, they just said to me, the best is yet to come. Now, the best is yet to come. Now, knowing that it's going to be a work in progress. Nothing is going to be 100%, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, there's nothing in life that's like that. Sometimes it feels like that, and it feels amazing. But we also know the hard work and dedication that it takes to put into that. Look, the Page of Pentacles is somebody who's like, I'm not playing games. I refuse to play foolish games with anybody. So if this person does come back, that's where you're at. It's a, excuse me, it's a yes or no. Either yes, you can come back into my life and hang out and we'll see what's going on, but I'll take things in stride. I'll take it very slowly. Or no, not at all. I think you're very one-decided right now. I've just said one direction, which I don't know why. That one of those songs played in my head like immediately at the same time. But you're very, you know which direction you want to go right now and stick with your guns. Because again, it doesn't mean it's the end. I'm telling you, being in this business and doing the things I've done, I have seen magnanimous things happen. And I don't want to encourage somebody who has been abused or cheated on or lied to or anything like that. I don't want you to be like, oh, eventually they'll stop that. There are certain things that are inexcusable, okay? But if you love this person and you want to make it work, then there's a chance that at some time in the future it can happen. It's just a question as to, is that future now? And right now, they're still showing up. They're still showing up. Somebody's not ready to completely open up. The thing is, they love you, Sagittarius. They love you a ton. They're just not ready to fully commit still. That Four of Pentacles is a frugality. It's very much a possessiveness. So somebody's very possessive over their own card. Somebody's very possessive over, I don't want to commit or I don't want to leave the single life, but I don't want to, like I said before, they don't want you, but they don't want anybody else to have you. And I'm not saying they don't want you and they don't love you. I'm saying they don't want the full commitment or they don't want the responsibility of a relationship or showing up to, actually be a prominent partner in your life. So they're holding back. So they love you, but they hold back. Is that good enough? No, you deserve better. Then you have the Ten of Pentacles here. You're looking for legacy, generations. You have several generations here of people. You're looking for a legacy, somebody to carry on, continue life with on a much, much higher basis. What's even more interesting is you got this twice. The Ten of Pentacles is here as well. So you have two tens, three tens technically. So tens may be a number. Maybe you see 1010 or whatnot. 10 years from now with this person, and be honest. And even if you don't, again, it doesn't mean it can't work now. There's a thing called divine timing. There's a thing called, time is irrelevant in certain situations. But the Ten of Pentacles is saying you're looking for much more than the drama and the stuff you've been dealing with. And now, you have the Three of Cups here, which is get out, enjoy yourself, celebrate, meet new people, make new friends. I don't think that you're ready to get out and like hubba necessarily. Some of you are. Maybe you're dating or whatever. Again, realistically, I know people are always like, well, things are closed down right now. Oh, you can still online date. You can still FaceTime. You can still all of that. I have friends who do like freaking Zoom for happy hour. So trust me, like if you want to get out there, you'll still be able to get out there. But the Three of Cups is definitely saying now is the time to celebrate and start building a friendship. Celebrate life. Celebrate just peace right now because you are at peace with whatever you've let go. But this person is trying to kind of sneak back in, and for some of you, it will kind of disrupt the peace, as they say. Now, you have the Empress again, and you have the Empress here. Passionate, loving. That's who you want to be. You want to be this person who counts your blessings. Now, life isn't perfect, and we all know that. I'm not a Debbie Downer. I don't want anybody else to be. be downer. I don't want anybody else to be blessing, because this Empress coming up twice is saying, Sag, the more you believe in what you want, the more you believe in the greater good, the universe, and really, really not the, oh, thank you God, or thank you universe, or thanks for my blessing, and then tomorrow like, life sucks, and this is all crappy, and da da da. Like, really set something in motion to count a blessing every day. You'll start to realize there's something here, Sagittarius, where they keep saying like, in the end, it pays off. In the end, and it's not like you're looking for a payoff, but for some of you, you are. The payoff is peace. Peace is literally representative of this read. And I think Libra got something very similar about peace. And you have peace kind of chiming in all over. Now, your last card of Ace is the Ace of Swords. This is poverty. This is poverty. Oh my gosh. You guys have me tongue-tied. This is power and clarity. This is saying, you know, very similar to the Sun card. I see things very clearly. The Ace of Swords is power, though. It's saying, Sag, if you want this person back, okay, great. You guys can be together. But half of you are sitting here going, I don't want this person back. I don't want anything to do with them. And I know that. And you know that. The other thing is saying that, yes, you can have this person back, or you guys can get back together. But what are you looking for? Peace. You have the power to say, yes, okay, let's do this. I have a feeling this person is very much, they've been contacting you, or they want to, or you can kind of feel them, that connection. And this is saying you have the power for peace, or you have the power for toxic. You choose. Because I think you know as well as I do that this isn't a peaceful situation. At least now, it's not heading in that direction. And then what's interesting is you have Expedition as your oracle card, okay? An expedition is literally an adventure. This is something saying, you know, go out, enjoy yourself. There's gifts to be had here. So love and light and getting out and exploring and having a new adventure. There's something, Sag, that's weighing you down. You need to release that for now. And again, this is entertainment purposes. Do whatever you want. But there's a heavy, heavy handcuff here. And some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a heavy, heavy burden. Release that burden. It doesn't have to be a finale. Doesn't have to be forever. But release that burden and see what adventure awaits for you. Because you deserve it. But the energy right now in this room is so heavy that you need to find some peace. You need to lift this gray skies and find that clarity. You know what you have to do. You know it. I know it. So you may be upset about it. You may pout about it. Who wouldn't? We all do, right? But in the end, take your power back. Take your power back, Sag. All right, I'll see you next month. Bye.